Morning, faithful. How we all doing? Everyone got their coffee?
Hey, David, I'm gonna need you to take over for a minute, and I'll be back in a second.
Okay. So, it's a free agency period. We signed some guys. We haven't, made the big splash that a lot of the fan base likes to see. I am one that thinks we don't need to do that. We got a lot of talented players on the roster. We need the dirty work guys like Jordan Elliott and Malik Collins and Yetur Gross Matos. We need guys like that, folks. They're dirty work guys. We need the mid tier, above average players for rotation and depth, and to help spell the guys, the Bosas, the Hargraves of the 49ers, so they can be fresh for late in the game. I'm just talking D line here. We did sign a corner I actually like. How's it going, Danielle? How you doing?
Hey, handsome. Hey, Brian. I'm still hella pissed at Armstead because you could have stayed here and took that exact same fucking pay cut. But then it's like I understand because he's a little older, so you got to get your money. But you could have stayed and got that same pay cut. Like, what was the point of him leaving?
Well, maybe they were trying to tell him, look, all right, we want you to, take this much, and it'll be a 2-year contract this year and next year. And he's like, I've took enough pay cuts. I'm just gone. So now he's, signing with Jacksonville. He's still getting paid from us. So, if that was a business decision for him, he's making money on it. And, the income taxes where he signed, he's going to be taking all that home but the federal.
Yeah, but he could have also looked and like, man, like your foot issue that you have took you out for a while. You need to think about that like in the near future also. And it's just like but I seriously think John Lynch got a surprise for y'all. I think he do. I think El Chapo got a surprise for y'all.
He he always seems to have a surprise. But like last year, I had someone telling me that he missed 5 games, a season the last 2 seasons. No, he missed 5 games this last season. He missed 8 games in 2022. So if we're looking at him missing somewhere around half the season, every year, then no, he's not worth the money. Hey, Damien, if you can join, I actually sent you the link via text message, buddy. But he actually brought up a good question, Damien Lee, this morning. And would you go after Patrick Surtain? And, I wouldn't, Damien wouldn't, right? I want our corners to develop. I would rather trade for O-line help. Well, what are your thoughts on this? I honestly think, look at the O-line like that's the biggest weakness on our team.
Well, I complain all the time about our offensive line. It's not bad. It really just needs a little tweaking. But I honestly think, because this is the only compliment you will ever hear me give Kyle Shanahan, because he's so good at disguising the flaws in our offense, he does that very well, that I believe it's not a priority. So that's the only thing I want the Niners to. I would go. I don't want Certain at all. I really do believe the Niners have a great squad. We can make it again with what we did because we just made it with the Avengers. But our offensive line needs to be addressed, and they're always blind to it for some reason. I don't understand.
Well, and Patrick Surtain, he's a good corner. A lot of, I think he actually gets more credit than he should, because I look at his numbers and he's good, but he's not the best corner in the league. People act like he is, and if we go trading for him, I believe he's going into the last year of his contract. So we're either going to lose him totally, or we're going to have another big money contract on the book. How many can you have? Right?
Well, with that thought, I have to put you on pause for a second. Gotta say good morning to everybody here. Thank you so much. And David, thank you. I had a call, real quick emergency. Danielle, so great to have you. But further, guys, no later introduction. We have Damian Lee coming in.
What's up, Brian?
Hey.
What's up, David?
Damian, what's good, buddy?
What's good? Listen to all this moving around. You can't build teams off of that, but it's good to get key pieces. As long as we do that, we fine.
That's how I look at it.
But what I have noticed is we signing a lot of one-year deals, which is good. Because you know what? We can use that as a training process to draft these rookies to take their spots, to learn, to mentor them. Uh-oh.
That's true.
Oh, you're doing good. You're doing good. We might have lost Daniel. Oh, we lost it.
Oh,
right.
that might be why he's saying uh-oh.
Yep. But folks, the chat is popping. It is popping. All right, we got Danielle coming back in. Hey, Danielle.
Sorry, the Bambinos just like pressing buttons.
Oh, hey, you know what? Turned one. My little guy turned one yesterday, so I definitely understand when the little ones are running around. It's always fixable. Everything's always fixable. But he's one. So today I had to put on the double one. I had to put the 11 on today. It's not the Ayuk, but it is Alex Smith, and we got Damian coming back in. So they will need to connect their mic before you can add them. Okay, so Damian, you need to add your mic.
I like that cocaine white, Brian.
Oh, thank you. Let me do another turnaround. The official spin.
You and David up here just old school classics, man.
Yeah,
so
I like my gold jacket.
Yeah, David looks good in it. My brother found this one. It was right around the Super Bowl, so I really like it because it's white. And David's got a gold one, so on Saturdays we try to wear our jackets, and it's a lot of fun. But we got Damian back in. Damian, what was your thoughts again about these 1-year deals?
Well, I mean, it's good because we need to get younger. We have like the fourth oldest team in like the NFL, and it's good to get younger. It makes the window for your Super Bowl to last longer, and it's also good and cheap. But I wish we would focus more on the O-line because you got to keep your quarterback erect. There's this guy. If we can keep that 31 spot, I'm into that guy from Duke, that Barton fella, or that guy Jackson Powers, something from he's from I think North Dakota State. But
so what you guys' thoughts? What you guys' thoughts on our quarterbacks, taking off and going other places, and sometimes just not seeming to be able to get away from these guys. It's like the Kirk Cousins saga never seems to end. He's now went to another team, and I've already heard people yell Kirk Cousins 2029, so that's never going to get old, right? And now we have Jimmy Garoppolo, and he's going to be going to the Rams. And I know everybody said it, don't worry about it, he's not starting. But we know how Karma is. She has a sister. Her sister's named Becky. And sometimes, you can't get away from either one of them. So if Jimmy is anyway like Becky, or Karma, right, and there's an injury, what's the likelihood he's starting against the 49ers week 2, 3? this upcoming season? Because that's typically where we play the Rams at. David, what do you think? Are we going to be seeing Mr. Jimmy G against the 49ers, starting for the Rams? Are you hoping for it? You feel it? I kind of see it happening.
Fred Warner hopes so. Catch a pass or two from him.
You can always rely on Jimmy to throw a pick. So yeah, I don't mind playing him. That means there'll be a pick we get.
I honestly think it's hilarious. Now, number one, he still has to make the team, right? Right?
Yeah.
And the Rams also have that young quarterback that had an issue and checked himself into rehab last year. So it's like, them signing him, I honestly wonder if he's just a camp body.
I don't know. Damien, you're down there in Texas, or over there in Texas. Some people say up there, but it just depends on like where people's geographic location is. But what's the word on what's happening with Dak?
Well, right now people are just mad because they're not getting a lot of they're not in this like free agency mode thing, which isn't really bad. But you gotta make. What I'm thinking Dallas is gonna do is I think they're trying to blow up. They got a lame duck coach right now. I mean, he's not gonna get re-signed. And you trying to pay Dak $59.6 million, he's not worth it. You got players, there was something I was listening to Michael Parsons podcast, and somebody ambushed him. They read this tweet that Emmitt Smith, the guy that caused so much hate for 3 years, made a statement saying that today's Cowboy players are living off of their past and they're not playing up to the standards. And this was live while Michael Parsons was sitting there. You can see his face drop. So I think there's gonna be I think Dallas is gonna probably like 7-9, 6-10 at best.
Damien.
There's no Dallas has no urgency right now.
Damien, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, but it don't matter who you get on this team. As long as Kyle Shanahan is your head coach, you ain't seeing the 6th Super Bowl at all. At all. He's shown you twice that he can't do it. So you ain't it don't matter who we recruit. As long as he's still the head coach, you ain't getting no 6th ring.
Miss Daniel Thompson.
So here's a question then.
I got an answer for that one. You can talk to my friend Big David up there. Me and David done had these conversations. You preaching to the choir. Me and David done talked about this. We done talked about this. Me and David, we done talked about this many times.
Do you see Kyle going somewhere else and winning a Super Bowl?
I see Kyle pulling another Tom. To me, Kyle is another Tom Landry. Or he is Andy Reid, actually. He's not going to, at best, he's not going to get the title here, but he's going to learn how to do it so he can get it somewhere else.
So you agree. Okay. I see. I would like to see him win it here. But I think if he leaves the Niners, I think he will go somewhere else and win it.
He will. And that's how, and it's sad to say that, but I'm going on stats and facts and history. Because the thing is, he has too much. They don't, first of all, you don't go, and it's not bashing on Cabo. You don't go do that with players. You don't do that. You have to be, I think he's like the ex, you keep getting back with because you're scared to move on. And a lot of Niner fans today that are younger, who hasn't seen the 5 Super Bowls first, they scared that, oh my God, we win in playoffs, we win in games. That's not important. People my age, David's age, when I was 30, we was 5-0. I didn't know what a Super Bowl loss was. That was Dallas. That's that team down the street from my house. They had losses. And I'm not throwing salt on them. They had losses. We didn't see that. And me and David was talking about this. What would Eddie DeBartolo do with Kyle. And David gave me the best answer.
Yeah, I kind of feel it, guys. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, and I'm not trying to promote it, but we can definitely have a conversation about it. I definitely see if Eddie was here, he would probably fire Kyle. He probably would have already fired Kyle, and we would have probably promoted either Saleh to head coach, or we would have went and got somebody else. We would have maybe kept Saleh as our defensive coordinator. I don't know. It definitely seems like they have a way of getting draft picks by allowing these coaches to move off, and I think that's a really bad formula. In a way, it's beneficial because they've gotten some comp picks that's worked out and stuff. But then in the same situation, if you keep on letting your coaching staff go elsewhere, then the rest of the league basically is being coached by the 49ers. And then who is the 49ers being coached by?
I have a suggestion for.
I think they need to look at that also, because our players, if you notice, Wilkes is the 5th or 6th staff to go. And I don't think they're seeing how it's affecting the players also, that they're constantly learning a new system. And it's just like the only one they're accustomed to is Kyle, because he runs the same one. So maybe Nick and Staley, who gonna start off the season 5-0 like Wilkes did, maybe they'll bring them some consistency of normalcy. But this right here is getting ridiculous. Like, it's getting to the point where if say we make it to the big dance and we lose again, are they gonna fire Nick because even though he's internally, and then we got to go get somebody else? Like, they're not looking at how this is affecting our players and everything else.
I have a cure for that. Instead of getting these these third round picks, if you take somebody's coach off their team, no matter what kind of coach it is, you owe them your first round pick. No negotiations about it. You owe them your first round pick because the coach is different. That's my suggestion. If you want my coach, you gotta give me a first round pick.
It's interesting because we tried to trade Harbaugh just a couple of years ago to the Browns, and I think first round was involved in that. Maybe we should have done it then. Hindsight, looking back, Harbaugh's back in the league and he's back in California. So if you guys look at Wilkes' situation and say we would have won the Super Bowl, do either one of you guys, I've talked to David a lot on this, do either one of you see Wilkes staying as the defensive coordinator, wanting to be in Santa Clara, San Francisco with the Niners? If we would have won the Super Bowl, do you guys think Steve Wilkes would have wanted to stay in Santa Clara?
I think if we won the Super Bowl, he was going to be gone anyway. Because of the disconnects between him and Kyle we saw all season long, like the Minnesota game. It's like he was in the booth and he was, sideline Steve, and there was just some disconnect going on. He wasn't, when they hired him, I was thinking, you know what, this is going to help our defensive backs. That's a good hire. Yeah. But then I didn't know that, him and Kyle wouldn't mesh. That's what we saw, right?
Yeah. And they didn't mesh and it was obvious. It was obvious, like glaring. And I think it really started in the second game against the Rams. I think we've said this. Well, I know I've said it a lot. And I think it's really, really true. The coverage, the amount of space that they were giving the wide receivers when Puka Nacua, I think that's how you say his name, when he can break the record and he's the slot receiver. Wolf came in. You guys know Wolf. He came in and he used to play wide receiver in college, and he said it. Those are garbage yards. There should have been no reason that the Niners were, allowing him to get that on us. And what they do, they played that for a couple of games against some weaker teams. And when we came up against bigger teams that had better wide receivers and had better schemes, we weren't able to overcome that. I think that cost us. Daniel, what do you think? Do you think he would have been stay in, or you think he would have? Do you think his bags were already packed?
Oh, he'd have been fired.
Well, if we would have won the
Oh,
Super Bowl, do you think he would have been fired?
if my husband Eddie was here, that's who we need. Okay, we need to go get Eddie DeBartolo back. He could fix this problem.
Mhm.
Like, he ain't do nothing. He ain't kill nobody or nothing. I don't know why they fired him to this day.
Well, I don't think it was a firing. I think they mutually parted ways. But you know, it's kind of, I don't know. I know he didn't look like he wanted to stay around either. So it's definitely something to think about.
Are they keeping Chase Young, or they letting
No,
him go?
he's already on the tour. He done went to the Saints and some other team up there with Minnesota. I think Minnesota, but he's already went to the Saints and the Falcons. They're gonna
So
probably go ahead.
are we on the tour ourselves to get a replacement for Armstead, or we straight with that? Or do they have a backup for Armstead already?
Well, they've definitely been adding a lot of players to the defense side.
Malik Collins, I look at him like he is the direct replacement. Numbers wise, you know, he actually did better than Armstead. And when it comes to games, he has played 34 the last 2 seasons straight without missing a game. So, you know, he's a pillar of health. He's 3 years younger. He's got one hell of a spin move. I don't know if you've had the chance to watch any tape on him, but you should. And then, you know, we went out and we signed Jordan Elliott, which, you know, I was talking about dirty work guys earlier. He's a dirty work guy. He's going to eat up 2 blockers. He's going to free up the other guys so they can get the glory, you know. Same thing with that Gross Matos. He's an edge, but he can actually come play inside. He is the direct replacement for Omenihu, who was greatly missed last season. But I haven't brought up the best guy. Yeah, Brian just said his name. He has not missed a game. A lot of people are saying 2018, 2017. I'm knocking on wood right now. Everyone that hears this, please knock on some wood. He hasn't missed a game since 2017. And he's got consistently 9 to 10.5 sacks the last 4 seasons. So when it comes down to it, he's just as good as D Ford when it comes to rushing the passer, but he's better than D Ford when it comes to setting the edge and playing the run. But yeah,
that's a pickup.
I like the additions.
Definitely a pickup. We have Devondre Campbell, another linebacker. We just got him from Green Bay, 1-year contract. We have Malik Collins, defensive tackle. That's going to be a nice pickup as well. He's going to be
2-year.
You know, yeah, and he might be what we need for the defensive Armstead fielding position. We got Jordan Elliott. And then this guy right here, I'm going to butcher his name, but I apologize. And if you guys haven't seen the video, thank you so much. Please check out his video. There's like a 9-minute video on him about YouTube. I put it on Twitter as well. Man, you know, sometimes bad luck happens or lightning strikes, and I don't want to make a joke out of this, and it's not funny at all. So I'm not trying to be funny. It's not funny. He lost his dad in a fishing accident. He fell off the boat, and his dad saved him, and his dad didn't come back up. And then that happened to him when he was like 2 years old. And then later he was around 12 years old, or his brother was 12 years old. And his brother said, don't go on the field right now. And he turned, and I guess he was heading to the parking lot. And the next thing you know, there was a lot of people screaming, and his brother got hit by thunder, lightning, and he died on the field. And it happens, and it's sad. So he's been able to, maintain his sanity and continuing to go on, and I mean, losing your dad and your brother, he's got this in his mind. He's here for a purpose, and his mom told him, "You're here for a purpose." So I think his purpose is to help us get that next Super Bowl. So I'm really excited about him. Really, really excited about him. I know a lot of people say he's not gonna, but no, I think he's gonna be that guy. I really, really think he's gonna be our guy. So defensive end, I'm really excited about him. Really, really. And then John Feliciano, we re-signed him as our guard. I know he had some fun things to say after the Super Bowl loss, but that's what alcohol does to you too when you start talking. Isaac Yiadom, quarterback. And then let's go on. Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. I'm sorry, can't talk today. I got a big tongue.
Flanagan-Fowles,
linebacker.
right? DFF, buddy. Just call him DFF.
George Odom, we got him back. I like him on special teams. Kevin Givens re-signed. Let's go. And then Brandon Allen, I think the biggest signing of them all, guys. We let the quarterback, right? The next Steve Young go. He went to Minnesota. He got his bag, $10 million. Congratulations, Sam Darnold. But we're gonna keep Brandon Allen.
The next Steve Young.
So we're keeping Brandon Allen, and what that means is, he was a valuable starter, backup for Cincinnati. They believed in him for a while. He comes to our team. Kyle signed Sam Darnold and made him our second. Brandon Allen was our third stringer. We're gonna just move him in. He's got continuity with the offense playbook, and I think they sign a rookie. What do you guys think? Do you think they go after a rookie quarterback or an undrafted free agent? Let's start with Danielle.
Yeah, I want to get a rookie, somebody we can just groom straight from the get go. I'm glad we didn't get Sam Darnold. That's perfect for me.
Darnold.
There's a quarterback at Kentucky. I forgot his name, but he's good. He's a decent guy. He's a quick processor. I'm gonna look him up when we get off. But he's good. He's solid. If there was somebody I can get, there was a guy that he went from hold up. He was in Miami. He was up there. He was like a third string backup. I wanted him, but I think he's out the league. I forgot his name. I'm gonna have to look that up too. But all we need for a backup is somebody that's just, an Elvis Gerback type, somebody that can just win a game or two. That's it.
All right. Who's excited about the Raiders? Who's excited? And I'm asking, I know this is 49 channel, but they now have Gardner Minshew. I'm excited. My brothers, my dad, they're all Raider fans, and I think the Raiders finally got
they're happy.
Oh my God, I think so. He's going to be over there in Las Vegas.
Really?
His cutoff jeans. I'm excited.
Brian, you're not right.
He's got the mullet, the cutoffs, and now will be on the Vegas Strip. Man.
Oh, he's gonna look great. He's gonna look great. I really
straight Joe Dirt.
You know who I want as a quarterback, but I don't think he's available? Michael Penix. I want Penix.
Okay.
I think he would be a great fit, just in case, like, Lord forbid, something happened to Purdy. He got an arm and he's mobile. So I don't think he's available, but I would love to see how Penix works because Kyle's system is built for quarterbacks. So I think he would do wonders. But I was actually pushing the Kirk Cousins narrative. That's who Brian was talking about, was me, because I always was saying that Kirk coming home. And then they went to Atlanta.
That's too funny. It's too funny. He's following Kyle, ain't he? Kyle went to Atlanta, and now Kirk's in Atlanta. So let's see are they going to do it again? And it's interesting because if Kyle did leave, if he left and around the contract time that Kirk Cousins is available, I could see them pairing up somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if you like that, but I don't want to go there, but we'll just keep it there. All right. Okay, so Danielle, you have an opportunity. You are drafting for the 49ers. Are you taking Brendan Rice? Are you taking McCaffrey? Or are you taking Gore Jr.?
Dang. Well,
You can only
of course,
you can only
of course, because I'm going with Gore Jr. I love Rice. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm sick of. I don't need another Tommy from Power and Christian McCaffrey. I want Gore Jr. I want Gore Jr. Plus I don't think Rice and McCaffrey would fit.
Honestly, I think Rice, he's got good hands, good size. He's a great route runner. I honestly look at him like, if we're letting Juwan Jennings walk next year, we should get him. And Luke McCaffrey is the same way, except he's a little quicker when it comes to, the 40-yard dash time. But how many times is our wide receiver just running 40 yards and, getting thrown to, right? So it's more like the 10-yard split. And, those are the times that you should be looking at, folks, when it comes down to our offense. The 40-yard dash, I would love to have a guy that could take the top off the defense. We have that guy. But for some reason, I don't know what's happened, but for some reason, he's not in favor of our head coach, Danny Gray. He's actually been reported to being on the trade block with Elijah Mitchell and Ambry Thomas. And this all makes me wonder. And, are we acquiring more draft picks so we can use the Jimmy Johnson point system and move up and get that offensive tackle that, several years from now will be the replacement for Trent Williams? What do you think, Bryant? Is that what we're doing?
If I was the 49ers, I would not be afraid to move up. I would not be afraid to move up at all because we haven't had a first round pick in so long, right? So it's almost like we don't know what to do with it, but we do know what to do with it. We know it's very valuable, and we know in Terry, he knows about the points, and how much it costs for a first round pick and how much it costs when you go further down the line. And if you want to trade up, they could add extra capital, other draft that we have this year to make it worth it, right? You might have to give up a second and a third or a couple more rounds to get to where we want to get. So if they wanted to move up to like 16, I think that's what they were saying, to get an offensive lineman last night. Okay, let's do it. It's not going to put us in a hole. The last time we had a first round pick, the guy kind of didn't work out. And you could say it's coaching. You could say it's bad luck. Injury happened. All this, right? It just didn't happen for the guy. So we really just kind of blew it, right? He's not on the team. And if you look at it having a first-round pick and they potentially not being on the team in a couple of years, then go after the one that you really want. Make it count, right? So if you really want a player and you really want an offensive tackle, then move up. Move up. Absolutely move up. But for me, me, David, I like trading back. I like to keep trading back and seeing how much capital we can get for next year. I can get a couple of first round picks for next year, or a couple of fourth or fifth rounds this year, because we seem to do pretty good in fourth and fifth. I'm okay. I do know that they like going after players, and they keep their eyes on them, and they'll let them fall as far as they can because they like to gamble in a little sense. So, Damian, same question for you though, and I'll let David give you the same question. You're drafting. Are you drafting Gore?
I'm taking Gore. I'm taking Gore. But I want a bruiser. I wish Kyle would just get a bruiser, somebody that can just soften up so he can do his offense the way he wants to. I mean, something like a Jerome Bettis, somebody that can just hurt. Because it's good to have all these little scat backs and stuff like that, but it doesn't hurt to hurt people, But yeah, I want Frank Gore. But you say you're talking about trading back. This draft, I'm trading up. I would keep that 39. That 31st what we have, I'd keep that one. But I would try to. I know Denver was our friend at one time before they started lying to us. I would try to make. I would try to. I mean, whatever. I mean, I know Denver needs draft picks. I know that because Sean Payton is trying to rebuild a team in his image. I would try to sacrifice all them 3rd round picks if I could, and that second, and see would Sean Payton take that? Because I want that center that I was telling y'all about, that Barton guy from Duke or the other guy from North Dakota State. But I also want to get
Powers.
Yeah, Jackson Powers. Or I want to get a right tackle at number 17. But I got to get my right tackle and center in this draft. No trading back.
I actually looked up the QB you're talking about from Kentucky, Devin Leary. And he's kind of similar stats-wise to what Brock Purdy did. He had one fantastic season and then a slight regression for a couple, but that could have been the team around him regressing too, though. But
college changes out. Yeah.
But yeah.
So Kenny says, is there that's a good question. Is there a father-son tandem that has ever been good before? Or are we just hoping that Junior is as good as Senior? Well, the first thing I could think of is the
Matthews family.
The Matthews family. Okay, that's a good one as well. That's a really good one. How about the Boses?
Brothers?
Howie Long. Didn't he have a Chris Long?
Didn't the Boses dad play football too? I'm pretty sure he did. I think their mom's an Olympic athlete as well.
What about the Collinsworth? I know about Senior. I know his son's in the NFL. I think he's in the NFL.
Collinsworth. They're still looking. He's still looking for a statue.
Yeah.
Some players they don't work out. Just because your last name is famous does not mean you work out. Not trying
Dante Pettis. Dante Pettis.
Not trying to put
his daddy was good at baseball. His dad was very good at baseball. Good third baseman. Very good.
Yeah. It's just sometimes it doesn't work out. Montana, he had 2 sons that I believe both played quarterback. It just didn't work out for him. And Rice has 2 sons, and the first one already went through the NFL. I don't think he's I think the Ravens tried to sign him, if I was correct, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. But sometimes it does. And again, Peyton Manning, his dad, his brother, and I think they got another brother coming into the league too here soon, if I'm correct, but I might be off on that one. Bosa's dad played 1 year in the late 80s with Miami. Thank you, John Jay. So, guys, Niners are looking at potentially drafting 31st overall. And we are filling up free agency right now. We are looking at right now almost all of the pieces are on the board or have been filled, except for kick return. We lost Ray. What are we going to do, David?
Thank you, Jesus.
Well,
yeah,
we don't have to find him. We don't need to find him.
There's some guys that are defensive backs and kick returners, some guys that are wide receivers and kick returners. I honestly would we always do the wide receiver and kick returner thing. And I would like to go the opposite route. I want a defensive back that's a kick returner. Because, when he's not returning kicks, he can tackle, right?
You mean do something than just play one position? You're more a versatile player. Hey, we're talking
kind of like what Deion did when he was with the Cowboys.
We're talking to you, Tabor. No, we love you, Tabor Pepper. But if you can do something other than just long snap, and we're just having fun here. But there was other players on the team that did this, and they played backup tight end. They did other things than just long snap, right? So we want to get the most out of everyone, right? I'm just playing.
Well, but if he hits the weight room and gains 90 pounds, he can play center.
Why can't Danny Gray? Why can't Danny Gray be our kick returner? We need to start winning possession, field of position.
Yes.
What's wrong with
We-
that?
that would
I
be-
mean, you got. I mean, you got Cordell Patterson at 32, who's still decent. He's still sitting at the house. We need to start
Bring him
winning
in on
field
a 1
position.
year. We could bring him in on a 1 year, I honestly think I don't know if the Niners. I think we're actually trying to get younger, because at this
Yeah.
point, you can the core of the team just everyone's getting 1 year older, so they're trying to bring in some guys, bring in the above average players that are younger, just because we do need to head in that direction at some point, but we also need to get better because. What's our Super Bowl window? Like the contract for Lloyd and Gross Metos, and I think Elliott are 2-year deals. So is that our Super Bowl window? Is that how our management's looking at it?
If we draft right, our Super Bowl window gets wider. We got to hit this draft. We can't mess up. We need that. We need one more explosive offensive player. Because I'm looking at if we keep Ayuk, we don't trade him, we keep him. He can be like our Jerry Rice to Joe Montana or Steve Young, whoever you prefer. But we need somebody to take Juice's spot. We need to find that tight end in this draft, or we need to find him on the street this year. Because we need to get younger. I do agree with you on that, David. We do need to get younger, but we need to replace the old talent with young talent.
What's wrong with Juice, man? He like just restructured $2 million almost. I mean, like we had Jack Colito last year and we let him go. Okay, bring back Jack. Okay, I'm for that. But Juice, give me some more Juice. I like Juice.
David, answer that for me, David. Take care of that one for me.
I commend him for taking a pay cut.
There you go.
But, at the same time, he's getting NFL age wise. He's at the point where he's going to need one of those medical alert braces. I've fallen down and can't get up. It's like.
But how can you give somebody a hamburger and then say, "Wait, can I have that back?" And you take a bite out of it, hand them back the hamburger, say, "Okay, you go ahead and be satisfied with that." That person's like, "Oh my God, you bit into my hamburger, right?" And then they go ahead and go and eat it because they're hungry, right? Then you go back up to that person and you take another bite of their hamburger. This is what the NFL and a lot of teams are doing. They're asking these players to take pay cuts. And then they're saying, "Hey, we're going to have you take another pay cut." So before this all done, they look at their hamburger and how many times has it been bitten into. So again, Juice has been doing exactly what we've been asking him to do. Maybe we're not paying a offensive line what we need for an offensive line or going after players because we use him to block. We use him to do other things. Maybe we're not paying these other players because we're like, hey, this guy's basically a backup tight end. Maybe that's why we have Tabor Pepper, long snapper, only a long snapper. And he doesn't do
what the
anything other than
Niners,
that.
you know what the Niners does? Because the Warriors do this too. And this is my issue. We're somewhat like a family-based organization that it's just like we keep our veterans and stuff and we're not going younger out of love and friendship when it's like it's a business, bro. The Warriors do this real bad and it's annoying as crap. It's just like at some point you got to think about the future. And it's just like we're not thinking about the future at all for some reason.
Yeah, and I think that's the perception that it looks like from the outsiders looking in. All of us looking at it was like, you guys aren't looking at what's going to happen later on. You guys are, and it's there. Well, our windows right now, and that's kind of like a lot of people saying our windows right now. But I think the inside of the team, they are looking at it down the road. They did say they had money for Debo last year. They did say they were going to get him signed. They did do it. They also said that they were, looking at getting Brandon Ayuk paid. I know a lot of people say it, trust the process, trust the process. I'm really confident that this is going to happen. They've done the restructuring with the players that they thought they could get it done with. Sad we let Armstead go. I know he's a fan favorite, but Like
It's
you
a
said,
business. It's a business. It's not personal. It's business.
nope, we don't hate you. Nope. Exactly. We don't hate you. They're still going to invite him onto the field in 10 years, 15 years when they do the NFC championship, like they did for the Harbaugh years. And, it's like those players went to the Super Bowl. Sure, they get credit and stuff. And we wish they would have won a ring, and we don't hate them for what they did. We appreciate their time. But you can get a chance to go get paid somewhere else, go get paid somewhere else. But I don't know, guys. I know we might only have juice maybe 1 or 2 more years. So, the reality is the reality is. But
The guy I wanted was that guy. We had this Poe guy. He ended up going to Jets.
yep.
And they say he had alligator arms or something, like short arms or something like that. And that irritated me because he reminded me so much of there was a fullback up there with the Eagles when they had Randall Cunningham and it was Keith Byers. He reminded me so much of Keith Byers. But Kyle didn't keep him. That irritated. I remember I was on the phone talking to David one day. I was like, this ain't gonna work. You got it. That's your successor right there to Juice. That was him. You don't see that's, and I agree with Danielle. You don't do this for friendship. This is a business. This is a business. It's not personal. I thought, and that guy who was that guy you brought that Fallout that I'm butchering names now. That one that with the bad F name. Shit.
Feliciano?
No. He played
Cleto?
full. Yeah, Jack Cleto. Yeah.
Yeah, from Oregon. I think he signed with the Steelers, but I don't think they retained him. So we might be able to pick him up. Maybe he's undrafted. I'd have to look at his contract to see who has his rights. There's a lot of options. I think, though, they are trying to keep the core together primarily because as long as you can keep the core together, you have a window. But, slowly but surely, the father time takes a toll, and people's contracts also look at their wallets and say, hey, maybe I can go somewhere else, and maybe winning the ring doesn't mean as much to me. Maybe I could see my yard a little different color green and it'll still be the same to me as long as it's green, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I would like to see players be able to stick around and stay with the teams that they were initially drafted, but that's not reality. That's not reality. And you even see old famous coaches doing the same thing. The great Lombardi, right? He went to the Redskins. So it happens. It's the way the beast works, right? David, what you got, man? What's your final thoughts? Folks, we are doing a giveaway, and it's for me and David and our good buddy, Corey Davis. And today's the last day you can enter, the last official day you can enter. And it's it. So if you win, we're sending you a signed Colin Kaepernick jersey. It's officially autographed. There's only a couple people that's actually entered into the contest. The way you get entered into the contest is you take a screenshot of the three subscriptions. Corey Davis channel, David's, and mine. You have to subscribe to all 3. Screenshot them. Boom. You can send all 3 screenshots to me in an email, and then we'll enter you into the drawing. Come back tomorrow morning, and we'll talk a little bit, hold you for a little bit, build up that momentum, that excitement, and then we will we'll do a giveaway. It's going to be on a wheel, and it's going to be pretty cool. We'll put everybody's name on it, and we will spin the wheel. So, David, what do you got going on today? I would really like to say thank you for being here and being my great co-host. Danielle, thank you for coming. Damian Lee, man, anytime we can get you popping in, it's always fun as well. But David, thank you again. And
you guys are my babies, of course. But why did y'all two just go do the draft? Like, then we could avoid all this headache. Why don't you two just go to the Niners and you guys do the draft?
Be like, we're taking this over, and we're only going to end up with 4 or 5 picks, but those 4 or 5 picks are going to be hella players because I'm trading up.
Hey, y'all think we're going for a 3rd round pick for a quarterback, or we going to try our luck again with number 7?
I not picking a QB in the third
Yeah,
round. I'm going late. Those third rounders are
We
still
drafted a kicker in the
you
third
know,
round. So
we have a kicker. We have Jair Brown, and I honestly think he's going to be solid. We have Fred Warner, but name me another person in the third round that's going to make an impact that we've drafted since 2017. See, so I'm just not down. When it comes to third rounders, I will trade them.
shout out to the Rams. Aaron retired, and then look, they signed Jimmy Garoppolo. Look how good life is, man.
That's an interesting. I was telling Brian, I think he's just a camp body because they got Stinson Bennett, so I think James Richards is just a camp body to them. I mean, who knows? Maybe he makes the roster. Maybe he'll be over there grinning and making jokes on the sideline as they're getting their butts kicked in a game.
Well,
that is the funniest thing in football history.
Yeah.
Everybody that talks with. What you need me? You need me to beat somebody up?
No. If you have time later, I'm going to be heading to San Jose here in a little bit, and going to be having a little bit of fun in the sun. But if I can't make it, and even if I can make it, if you have time later, tune into David's show, or if you like to come on as well. David's going to be doing his, the third mock draft on your show, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to go through maybe have one or two rounds, it will go through all 7 rounds, but maybe we'll be able to do it once or twice. So if you have fun, and you have a couple of minutes and you want to jump in, again, I might not be able to make it, but if you have time, David will be doing a mock, and it's always fun.
David, I'm old, dear. I'm old, dear. You got to send me, you got to hit me with the reminder. I'm old, baby.
I will. It'll be at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. Pretty much going to do it. I'm going to try to do it at the same time every Saturday night until the draft.
So it would be 9 my time?
I think 9:30.
Yeah.
9:30 because you're like Central, right?
Yeah, I'm in Arkansas.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be 9:30 your time. But yeah, I'm doing one every Saturday, and every week that goes by, roster changes happen. Who knows who's going to be picked? I mean, after the first wave of free agency, this draft coming up, it's going to be slightly different, but not much. I still look at our young player needs like they haven't really changed much,
I will be there, and Brian,
so definitely check
send me some pictures of some tacos.
Well, we will be in the heart of San Jose, so we will be right there by the Shark Tank. If you've ever been around, if you know where the San Jose Sharks play,
that's my hockey team. That's my hockey team.
Yeah. So we'll be right there. I'll be taking some pictures. Yeah, go Sharks, and we'll be having some fun. So with that, guys, definitely thank you for coming. Please enter the giveaway. If you're subscribed already, you can still enter. If you've been a long-time subscriber, this is a way of saying thank you. If you have a family member, if you just want to win, and you can tell your kids, subscribe to David, Bryant, and Corey's channel, you have a chance to win. You can send his email in or her email in, and when that jersey comes, you can say, yoink, it's mine. We just want to say thank you again, and appreciate you. Whoever wins, we just want the jersey to go to somebody who's going to appreciate it. And again, thank you guys for coming. Stay faithful. And David, I appreciate you as always. We're going to drop the outro. It's the video for all the details. Everybody who's watching, if you haven't subscribed and entered, good luck. I'd like to see you get in there. We'll see you guys later.